there is an update on a crypto, and this cryptocurrency, I'm pretty sure I did not cover it on the main podcast because of the timing aspect. And the irony of that decision is that the timing seems to have worked against them because I have an update on Assent protocol, which I did update on YouTube. So apparently, just to reiterate, let me refresh. Assent protocol, as named, they were doing a pre-sale, and I gave them kudos and some caution because the pre-sale, of course, is on their site, and they did a whitelist pre-sale, which is concern, and then they did a public pre-sale shortly after that, and that was supposed to be wrapped up about 6 minutes before me recording this. Well, apparently, early in the morning, I got an airdrop of a bunch of Binance USD and didn't know why. And I assumed it was Libero because Libero, for those that don't know, if you hold X Libero, they're doing airdrops of Binance USD just to hold X Libero, which means you just are part of their staking. However, I knew that went inside the stake. It wouldn't come straight to the wallet. So couldn't be that. And I wasn't expecting any other Binance USD that I could think about. Well, I did some digging. And I did update social media. I just sent out a message saying, I'll look in, see if I can figure it out. Turns out the Assent protocol pre-sale was not successful. They did not hit the caps that they wanted. Now, that doesn't surprise me because the cap that they were expecting is like $300,000. And I understand why, because there's a lot to this as what I looked at. But Crypto Vault had, I want to say it was like $300,000 to $600,000, and they easily hit $600,000 mark, and then it dumped. But with Assent protocol, because they did it on their own site, and because of the fact nobody really knew about it, they were pretty aggressive in trying to get the word out, but nobody really knew about this Assent protocol. Like I looked, and I think I was one of the first to cover it, just like with Libero. So they have their telescam, and I went to telescam ever briefly. And that's where I said that, you got some childish people in here. And I didn't want to support that because it seemed like this was a very serious thing that they were trying to do. And I said that you should get some better admins. You should not have this childish business going on. And, so I personally I didn't think too much of it. I just figured the pre-sale would go, and you drummed up the business on the telescam and so on. I dug a little bit deeper. Turns out that their telescam group is not as busy as I thought it should have been, and that's okay. But it also seems like they're messaging out to the vast majority of social media, Twitter, etc. Seems like they were not successful there either. That they just couldn't get drummed up interest from people to buy into this. No matter what they do, it just seemed like that they were struggling to get anybody really interested in the product. And as I'm looking at why that is, the only thing I can come up with is just their social media messaging sucks. Okay. So the pre-sale falls out. They refunded everybody. I went to blockchain, verified. They used a distribution application smart contract that basically distributed Binance USD back to everybody. So you didn't have to come and claim it again. They just gave it back. I want to put this out as an update so anybody who was looking at Assent protocol knows if you were in it, you got your money back because that pre-sale didn't work. They didn't make as much money as they wanted. I understand why they needed as much as they said. I think that hurt them. I think that there's not enough interest and there's not enough data. Like I had one person comment on YouTube that said, they didn't give an APY, and that's actually by design. They did that on purpose. They didn't want to. Whether I agree or disagree doesn't matter. I know that they actively said, this is not what we want. We don't want to do this. This is not what we're trying to do. So if you bought in, you probably got your money back. It would have been sent straight to your wallet from a distribution engine. It's not a scam. It's not anything. That was from that pre-sale. That's update number one. Update number two is I'm going to amend what I said. And ultimately, I'm not changing how I feel about the way that they do what they're doing. So I still feel the same way about their social media management. I think it sucks. I think they need to fix that. And this outcome seems to confirm this. I think the white paper is not informational enough. I don't think it's enough. I think that was also a harming factor. I think it should fix that. And I do believe that the sentiment is changing because they straight up said, we're going to go after shillers. That's why I gave them an F on my scorecard. I don't agree with it. I don't think that's the right answer. I don't think we should go after shillers. I think people are getting smarter about it. This outcome seems to affirm everything I've been saying. If I'm right, then the only right answer is to fix these things. Well, here's what I would suggest. If any of them are listening, and just as a caveat, I did reach out to them before this. I reached out to them after this, heard nothing. So they don't want the smoke. So I'll put it out there again, and hopefully they listen and hopefully they respond, because I could have helped them because it's obvious, right? I think that their social media strategy sucks because I think that they have a product that should self-manage itself. It should self-advertise itself. We should be dealing with something that's explosive in the business, that we should have a lot more people interested in this one. When I look at tokens that are dogs and all this crap and they're able to succeed and this one can't, it tells me that you're doing something wrong. It's not your project. I don't see anything wrong with the project. I just see something wrong with the way you're doing it. So these are easy to fix, right? Your social media management sucks. So I don't see you have a Reddit site. That's number one. So right there, you've already blockaded out a bunch of people. You have a Twitter. I see they tweet all the time. They're very professional tweets. They're very well written tweets. All that's good. However, you didn't give anybody a reason to invest in you because you're not giving enough data, which is coupled to your white paper. And your white paper is crap. It doesn't say enough about what you're doing and why. And I know why you don't give that data. It's because you're not confident that you can support the numbers that you would quote. Okay, then give a range at something. Give people something to go off. Then stay away from the almost cussed frickin' shillers. Stay away from them. You don't need them. This is proof you didn't need them. All you need is to have the right strategy, and ideally you want to smoke and come on shows like mine to try to help you get the right exposure to the right people that are looking for fundamentals and are looking for good projects. I just had somebody contact and say, I want to know about the good projects to invest in. Now that person was wrong because I do talk about good projects. 90% of what I've covered are great projects. They're the one-offs and they get more traction only because there's a lot more going on. This, I think, is a good project. It's just managed wrong. If you look at my scorecard, I'm cool with the website. I think it was great. I'm cool with the fact they're doing dual network, dual chain. That's good. They don't have a lot of crazy people in the chat. It's just you got weird management of how you communicate your messaging out to the public. You're doing that wrong. So you fix that. It's an easy solution all the way around. This, folks, is the reason that I designed the smoke report, because the smoke report is how I can then back up when the things don't go right. You can reference the smoke report on the thumbnail and see, okay, he called that. He said this is probably going to be an issue, and it turned out to be an issue. I'm wishing them well, especially now, because the fact they gave the money back, if you heard me, I said that the pre-sale created a risk because you're giving the money directly to them. They gave the money straight back. They didn't have to do that. They could have just kept the money and ran, especially because it failed. And if this were Mr. Car Salesman off on Safeway, that's probably what he would have done. Here, they gave you your money back. To me, that increases my confidence in them as a project. And that's why I've been adamant to try to get them on the show, because I want to help them, because it seems like they're serious about what they're doing. And these are easy things to fix. And I would love to see another successful project come in and make some waves, because we're still churning cryptos. The same cryptos are just spending money. They're just robbing Peter to pay Paul. And I would love to see more disruptors in the business. However, if they don't want to smoke, they don't want to smoke. I can't help them. All I can tell you is the pre-sale didn't work. They're still committed to launching. They seem like they don't want to do a fair launch. They seem like the pre-sale is really what they want. So it sounds to me like the money up front is critical for their success. The fair launch would make it harder for them to support and sustain. And I understand that given everything they're doing, because it's a bank type concept similar to Libero. Libero had the benefit of a pre-sale. And not only that, it was able to bank on its existing ecosystem, people that already trusted the people behind the development. So Libero already had a head start. I think the way that Assent tried to do this, it wasn't ever going to work. I understand why they need to do a pre-sale, and they are talking about PinkSale. However, even though I think PinkSale is risky, the fact that they gave this money back when they didn't need to gives me confidence that they're not going to try to scam the system. I cannot say it is or is not legit. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying they, as a show of faith, said, we didn't get what we needed on the pre-sale. We're giving you your money back. So we're going to try this again. We are committed to launching. We have not given up. And ethically, it's like, think about it. They gave the money back to people. This is way better than car salesmen on Seifu. They gave the money back when they failed. That's what we want to see when there are failures, is you do the right thing, you give people their money back, you reset, rethink it, go a different direction. This should increase your confidence that they're at least trying to show legitimacy, as opposed to car salesmen, dumping on people 3 times. So Assent protocol, again, if you guys are listening, I'd love to help you guys because it sounds like you're serious. I would love to help you. These are easy things to fix, but you got to want that smoke, because this, to me, you're sitting on gold. It's just like Paratoken, but you're going to need to have somebody that's unbiased and neutral right down the center to tell you what you need to fix. And to me, it's all around your media strategy, marketing, social media, shillers, all the stuff that you're trying to do, I think is harming you. But you should easily be able to get past the threshold that you got for your pre-sales. You can still do it. I don't recommend a fair launch because I suspect you're not going to raise enough money and you're going to have too much dumping, which is going to force you to do anti-whale. Let's talk. Let me help you so that I can help you drum up the interest necessary to get this over that last hurdle, because you should easily be able to get this thing to launch. If Crypto Vault can pull off 600,000, you should be able to pull off 300,000, because yours is all around passive income. And passive income is the hot thing, the hot butter right now. But you're going to need to have somebody who knows how to help you communicate that message properly to the community so that you don't get perceived as a scam. I don't think you're a scam. I think you're straight up. Let me help you communicate that to everybody else.